Namaskar and hi to all. All it takes is just 4 minutes to enlightenment. Intelligence or sense or buddhi are different words with the same meaning. All the decision making by beings is done using it. It has the power to control the mind, which controls the senses. Buddhi is generated and linked with the being's brain. Its association is with the body and is used here only and doesn't go with the soul when it leaves the body. I have previously talked about how every thought actually arises from the source of the being and like a ripple travels to the brain. That is where the buddhi evaluates and eventually actions transpire. The buddhi for every being is the guiding force that thinks what the being wants while correlating with every thought with the mind as well. It is the captain of the ship and in command of the journey. It is the most powerful and the most important of all the tools that we have in the body. Each and every tiny action, even like us moving our fingers, is done by it. Now we have so far learned how the mind controls the senses and is led astray by our thoughts and actions. So let me tell you that nothing can happen without the buddhi not wanting it. If a person wants to really evolve and continuously progress, he will have to use his buddhi for true and proper guidance. There are two major ways of finding the path towards evolvement through buddhi. The first method involves discipline and practice. The being who wants to do it must, whenever he remembers, train his buddhi towards prioritizing the subjects that he wants to think about. One would have to try and control the senses as well. This method involves sacrifice of sensory pleasures. It does not mean that one should not indulge in things, but should try to avoid loops in which we keep on repeating the same actions again and again. Eventually, a time will come when muscle memory will also play its part and the being would realize the fruitlessness of various activities and will eventually lose interest in them and move on. A very strong willpower is needed to take this path. On the path to evolve, the speed to evolve is directly proportional to priority. If this is your first priority, then nothing will have the power to stop you. Thoughts would eventually get processed and segregated automatically by the subconscious mind. The conscious mind, meanwhile, focuses on other important issues. This way, proper utilization of energy takes place and it gets channelized properly. The second method is of natural realization. This method comes naturally and cannot be taught. One needs to have a superior sight which sees the truth about the mortal world. The ones who are capable enough to do this naturally are the ones who are at a higher level of understanding. Everything happens naturally to such beings and their buddhi guides them. Such beings don't need any discipline and are learning constantly through every experience. Now it's up to the seeker to decide which category he fits in and proceed accordingly. Walking on this path eventually starts a war within oneself. What is this war and what happens during and after it? We will find out together. Just be with your Sayatri.